Well guys, I've started to compile my cull list for the year because I will be chopping back some of these varieties and getting rid of them, mainly because I haven't got the room, but also some of them are just not performing as I would wish. And the one that I'm looking at here is Morena. So I've done a video on the Brabus on this already, but it's beginning to abort some of its main crop. This one looks like it's going to go as well. It's quite a few main crop on this. It's a brown turkey type, if not just brown turkey. And it did this last year, aborted its main crop. And I was going to give up hope on it until it ripened its Brabus this year. So that was good, but I need main crop. Because I only got a handful of main crop, or sorry, Brabus off this year. So it's not worth the space. Next one that's on the or possibly on the chopping board is this one, which is a Brunswick. This also put out some nice large Brabus for me this year, but now it started to drop or abort its main crop, unfortunately, and there's quite a few of them that are dropping. So I can't, as I said previously, I can't abide by this. I need the room here. I'll show you another one that's aborting as well, and then I'll talk about a few other varieties that just don't really perform well for me. The next one on the list, which is possibly going to get the chop, is Two Timer. So again, I've done a video on this, nice Brabus, but like the other two, it's aborting its main crop, and it's not the first year it's done this. You can see it in this here for some reason. I don't know, you kind of get to know what they look like before they drop. They kind of start to shrivel up a bit and become a bit light green. I'm sure if I gave this a shake, I'd probably get a few of them dropping off. But that's those three that I'm going to get rid of. Another one that I might get rid of is Peter's Honey, which is this one here. I spoke about this in a previous video. So the reason why I want to get rid of this, or I'm considering getting rid of this, is just that it's too vigorous and just not as productive as other varieties. So there are some main crop on this, and they only formed it because I pinched them, but there's not that many there. It doesn't produce Brabus, or hasn't for me anyway. There's much more growth on this than there are main crops, and what I mean by that is that, let's have a look at another variety. So this is Smith, and if you look here, look at all those main crops. That's a lot of figs there. Now it hasn't really set a huge amount of fruit after that initial fruit set, so but still that's enough to warrant me keeping that there. And just on the Smith, I have another one here that's in the ground, and I might get rid of this one. It hasn't done much in the last 2 years, and granted, and part of the problem with evaluating some of these varieties is the frost. I've had a few light frost in the last 2 years that have hampered production on some of these. So take for example this one here, it's a Nana Maria. Normally it puts out Brabus, it didn't this year because of the frost, and then after the frost the main growth tips got fried, and then we got this kind of thin spindly growth coming out, and it's just too much growth on this, and as a result the main crops just formed too late. So I'm not actually going to get anything off that tree this year, which is not good, and not really worth having there. Another one that I might get to chop is Lampier Plata. This is another San Pedro, which unfortunately got hit by the frosts, although not as harshly as some of the others, but it just hasn't put out any figs for me. I haven't had anything off that tree yet. So yeah, I'll probably do an update on some of those culls that I intend to do, just to show you, because there's no point in me keeping a fig like this that I don't get anything off, whereas I have that monster there that I'm going to just get a ton off this year. And there are varieties that are just putting out figs left, right and centre, and they're the ones that I want to keep. Just to give you another example, this is a Violet de Bordeaux, and this is just rammed with figs all over the place, and I didn't pinch this, and it just did its own thing. I did actually pinch some of the tips as if just to stop it from growing because it was getting too big. But I suppose that's part of evaluating growing figs in here, and so it's part of my problem is that I just didn't keep on top of the pruning, because it really is just a jungle here. I should have pruned some of these back just to keep them in check. But anyway, that's how the cull list is going, or how it's taking shape, and I shall keep this posted on what I chop and what I don't.